Hey Nation, Gabe.
Nick.
And we are here today to bring you another installment of R3 Wickets. Oh, there it is. He gave it to us, man. He gave it to us. People came online, Nick. They were, oh, you guys haven't streamed in a while. And I know they're excited right now because they got to see the OG, the original R3 Wickets. But we're talking about India versus South Africa, right? ODI series now. And there's so much to talk about in this match, Nick. I do not want to waste time. All right. Nick, I tell you right now, I was totally wrong on South Africa. So right away, R3 Wickets, when we're going to talk about what I learned, I was wrong about South Africa. Wrong. But with that being said, right, everybody knows what happened. India loses this game. Some interesting turn of events, but this is the first ODI match, and I just really want to talk about and start with what I love, Nick, okay? And what I loved is that South Africa, especially their bowling attack, was able to dominate and take wickets. To me, everybody's going to talk about the batting performances or whatever. I'm going to talk about the bowling performances.
Absolutely.
And it's been the same 2 games in a row. All right. It's been Bumrah, and we're talking about in the ODI series as well as, and you can speak to that in the test series, right? Bumrah with a 5-wicket haul last time. Today got himself 2 wickets and nobody else. And South Africa, on the contrary, everyone's taking wickets, including my boy Ngidi. Oh, Ngidi. Another 2-wicket haul today, dominating 640 economy rate. Once again, Nick, he did have the most expensive economy rate in South Africa, but the man's taking wickets. So what did I love? I love Ngidi, who literally dominated. What did he take? 8 wickets in that first test match with India, and now 2 wickets today in the ODI. This guy, for what my impression of him was when I saw him in the IPL, and then you said, bro, he's a baby. He's like 25 years old. Credit to you. You did the research. You're like, Gabe, he's got a lot of growing to do. Bro, in 2 or 3 years, Luang Ngidi's going to be a monster. Luang Ngidi may be Rabada, bro. He may end up being that frontline bowler like a Bumrah is for India, or again, a Rabada currently is for South Africa. So what did I love? Luang Ngidi. That was my main love. Yes, the batsmen did their job. You know what I actually loved as well, Nick? Seeing Quinton de Kock play, because the test team did miss him. Today he had some brilliant catches behind the stump.
Oh, man.
All right.
Yeah, the stump was killer. Yeah.
27 runs. Bro, he stumped somebody out on a pacer. That don't happen. That's how quick de Kock is. De Kock looked at Pant and said, that's how it's done, cousin. De Kock looked good. And of course, you got the big scores from Bavuma, but you expect Bavuma to go out there and put up, 50 or a century. Every time they play, it's like he does. I was pleasantly surprised by Van Dusen, who ended up getting a $129 on 96. That partnership basically ended up winning the game for them. But for me, it's all about the bowling and all about Luang Ngidi, who today got himself, again, a 2-wicket haul, got him and honestly, that 640 economy rate would have been much less if your boy Thakor, who I know you're talking about later, didn't hold court late in the game. But he was so good, man. And even South Africa's bowling attack, every game, it seems like they bowling teams out, or specifically bowling out India, or at least taking most of their wickets. Nick, what did you
All right, so what did I like? I mean, I'm not going to mention the Indian bowling as much as Gabe likes himself the bowling. Because when you give up 2 centuries, right? 2 centuries to the South African batsmen, and it's something against the South African batsmen, they were fantastic, just like they were the test match. They carried that over, for crying out loud. I'm not going to root for you. I'm not going to say anything, but I am going to talk about a bowler, and that's Lord Thakor, man. This guy gets his maiden half century in ODI. We've got to stop joking around and say this guy's a legitimate bat. And as much as I talk about how the tail end does not wag, we have someone that can get a half century or a century, for crying out loud, in Lord Thakor. This guy is absolutely out of control, what he can do with the bat. And, bowling, he's no slouch whatsoever. But in 7 test match, 3 half centuries. And now in 16 ODI match, his first half century, he averages 31 for crying out on ODI.
Oh my God.
31.4 after today's performance. This guy can bat. And, you know, we knew after about the 5th or the 6th wicket fell, we knew whether you're India or South Africa or a neutral fan that South Africa was going to win this match, barring an amazing thing. Lord de Kurt made it interesting, right? At one point, it was like 31 on 2 balls. You're not going to catch up to that. I get that. But it was down to about 30 balls. I can't remember exactly how many runs they lost by. It's not right in front of me. But he made it interesting. They won by 31 runs, so they weren't able to get anything in those last 2 balls. But that was really impressive. Also, you had Virat Kohli and Shikhar Dhawan, man. I mean, this guy, I'm so mad at myself. Every time I say something on this channel, the opposite happens. I had mentioned on the IPL, like, is this guy ever going to play again? The very next day. Actually, after I posted, like an hour later, I look at the projected 11. Of course he's projected to play.
Come on, bro.
But love seeing him out there. Love seeing him bust out a 79 when once again KL Rahul, you're coming, my friend, goes down early. When it's tough. In my opinion, it's tough when you have the opposition go for 2 centuries. And one of those centuries by the man of the match, Van der Dusen, his strike rate was what? 134. Right. I mean, that's just out of control. Absolutely fantastic. You're right about the South African bowling. And you're right. The other thing I liked, I mentioned the batting side, that kind of stuff. The other thing I really liked is the South African team. I mean, absolutely, this team is not joking around. And you're going to say, oh, but they're at home. They should win at home. They're still trying to put together their team and figure out who's going to be our future stars. Right. You know, all these guys have retired. Some of it's been hard to fill these holes. And I've been learning a lot these last few weeks with this tour. But man alive, super impressed with the South African team.
So, you know, what did I not like when it comes to South Africa, okay? And, you know, bro, you gotta call a spade. Like, so when you think of South Africa, Nick, what are like the biggest names when you think about South Africa that you associate with like South African cricket?
Oh, you got Dale Steyn, you got ABD.
No, I'm sorry, I meant like current players. Like when you
Rabada, Nortje.
As far as bowlers are concerned, right?
The cock. Yeah.
In the cock. What's a batter that we hear about all the time? And it's an unfair question that I'm asking you, but while other guys are performing, this guy has not performed. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's not impressive to me. There's a guy, and I know that I say, oh, yeah, you're right. But what guy?
Markram? Are you going to say Markram?
Markram, exactly.
He got himself a wicket today.
Got himself a wicket. Bro, we don't pay Markram to get wickets. We pay Markram to put up big runs. All right. You know what he did in the last game, Nick, when he opened up with Elgar, the captain? He got 8 runs. Bumrah hootied him. He said, give me that in the last test match. All right. He's only gone off, I want to say, if I'm not correct, only one of those 3 test matches. Today, another low score. Markram is like your guy, right? He's like one of those veterans that you expect to perform. He's not performing, Nick. And right now, because you're getting such big performances by other players, it's not a concern. But what happens when you don't get those big performances out of Van der Dusen, right? Out of out of Bavuma, right? Markram, the second game, and I just looked it up, 7 runs. So the last 2 games of that test match, he put up a grand total of 7 and 8. That's not doing it when you're an opener, Nick. And that's in test. And that's not a good enough here for this South African team. Markram, step your game up. Other than that, I can't complain. I loved it all, especially my man Ngidi.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the bowling, once again, what I did not like from India, it's tough when you can't get wickets. I mean, they did it like with what, 6 batsmen today, and 2 of them went sub 10. I mean, I don't even want to hear about any more cricket players named Milan ever again. For crying out loud. I'm not even going to pick on Bhuvi because he hasn't been a shell of himself whatsoever. We haven't seen Bhuvi. We haven't seen the real Bhuvi besides, I think, one of the matches where the England toured in India.
You don't have the pace. What
did I really not like was KL Rahul. I praise this guy. I said this guy will always be the opening batsman. Every time I say so, I got to shut my mouth from now on. And people probably on the other side are saying, yes, we've been asking for that for years. But KL Rahul, this guy opening, I mean, they had him, I think, at 4 or 5 previously when he had his stints on the test team and probably ODI team now. Maybe that's where he's got to go because I think it's 4 or 5 innings in a row, I want to say, that he has just not even come close to doing the job. You don't have that opener to set the table. I mean, even DeCock got at least 27 for crying out loud. And think about that. It's not always the openers because openers combined for South Africa got 33. But KL Raoul's got to do better than that. He's got to see more balls than 17. Even in an ODI match, you got KL Raoul, Shikhar Dhawan, Virat Kohli, Rishabh Pant, and Shreyas Iyer as your top 5. Are you kidding me? You can't put together 300 runs with that as your top starting 5. And it goes with all of them besides Kohli and Dhawan because they did fantastic. Kohli got that half century and eventually got. But that's what I didn't like was that you could not set the table. You could not set the stage. It was frustrating. Could not get the big wickets. And India is just, they don't look like India right now. And maybe that's just because of how South Africa, they're prepared at home and they're ready to play.
Nick, you hit the nail on the head. We said, don't give KL Raoul this captaincy. All right. Since he got that captaincy, and I know it was temporary, but in that test match that Kohli was out, remember, he was huge in that first match, which is why India won in that opening partnership with Agarwal. And since then, he's been a shell of himself. Hasn't done anything. Captaincy is so much pressure. And I think that that's going to ruin this guy's confidence for at least a little while. So I absolutely agree. But something else I hate, and I'm surprised you didn't mention it. This is why you cannot give it to Rishabh Pant either. Pant is so,
I already mentioned that earlier.
Pant is so undisciplined. How do you get, bro? Discipline. What was that shot? You're such a great player. Discipline your shit, Pant. Please. You CFA Nation believed in you before anyone. Nick got so much hate because Nick was, this is going to be the guy to replace Dhoni. We did the review on his first century or whatever it was on the video, and people were killing us. He did replace Dhoni as far as being the wicket keeper for this team. And he has had some great matches and some huge wins and but he also has these Plutonial dismissals. It's like a lapse in judgment, Nick. He needs to be more disciplined, man. And I hated that because I root for Pant. Come on. CFA Nation believes in you. Get it done. Get it done. Gosh. Nick, I'm going to tell you what I learned. Bottom line, India does not have the pace. It's Lord Siraj, Mohammad Shami, who has the pace, who isn't playing. And I don't know what's going on with Lord Siraj, why he's not there, but Bumrah. And that's why Bumrah was able to get that 5-wicket haul last time. But when you're playing in South Africa, when you're playing in Australia, places where these pitches are bouncy, where you need pace, who dominated in Australia for India? Lord Siraj, right? Bro, you need pace. Blueby's top was like 130 something or 135 today or something. Like, no, you got to give me 141 clicks, bro. 142. You got to come with pace. And they got to develop some pace. They got to bring up some fresh blood that can come with pace, because if not, they're going to continue to struggle taking wickets. And I don't care what they score. If they can't take wickets, Boomer can't bowl the whole game. He can't bowl every over. You know what I'm saying? So that is what's really, in my opinion, I learned. India right now is currently lacking pace. What did I learn from South Africa's side? And you brought this up to me. We were so wrong. I was wrong on Ngidi. He's young. He's a baby. He's got Similac on his breath. 24 years old, 25 years old. Man, wow. I was so wrong. And I'm glad that the guy's performing. I want to see him continue to improve.
I don't understand what's happening with the stupid shots. I really don't know. I saw 3 of them in the hour I was watching this match today from India. I don't get it. Kohli, he's stretching, trying to do the splits, all this. Why do you need that ball so bad? And it gets the very edge. I know I'm going to get the excuses on why it's okay. Rishabh Pant was just ridiculous. Venkatesh Iyer, at least his excuse is my first ODI match. Jeez. I really hope that his career is not done, like the people are saying in the comment section. Stop it.
Welcome back.
But I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're exhausted because they had the New Zealand tour and now they have this tour. I don't know what's going on, but India does not look right. I don't know if it's the whole shift and the turbulence of the captaincy and whatnot. I give Virat Kohli a whole lot of credit for not calling in some personal sick days or something like that with all this change. And he's had to go through this rescinding the captaincy so many times in the last few months. The disappointment of the World Cup. I understand he missed a few days here and there, but this guy showed up right here the first ODI. KL was going to be my captain. That's fine. Whatever. Let's move forward. And he gets you 51. This team, it needs something. right? I was reading beforehand, and I was kind of mad. It was on CrickBuzz, I think. They were like, "Oh, this ODI series doesn't really matter. Doesn't count towards the World Cup. We just had this fantastic test series for us, South Africa, and this match is." What are you talking about? Doesn't mean anything. This is an ODI match in South Africa against India. Of course, it means something. And South Africa act like it meant something. India, from what they were showing, act like it didn't mean anything. I don't know what's going on. For India fans, you got to be disgusted by this. For South Africa fans, I mean, your team right now, your young team is legit right now. Like literally, they are putting and making India look ridiculous. And I know you're going to say it's South Africa. It's supposed to be all this kind of, give them some credit. So that's what I learned. That's what I would love. I can't even talk about Ngidi. Last thing I want to say, I can't wait to see this guy in Australia. I want to see what this guy can do on those Australia pitches. I really, really do.
You know what? Absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, those are my thoughts, Nick. You know, obviously, we're not picking mush players for tomorrow because I've been banned from doing that, although it's coming back for the IPL. Oh, yes, it is, guys. Oh, yes. But I won't mush anybody. We're excited to see the match tomorrow. Those are our thoughts. Please share your thoughts with us, what you thought about the match, where you think we're wrong, where you think we're right, and just be honest with yourselves, guys. And that's always what I say. You know, I get it. Nick was right, and that's why I didn't attack Wickets Iyer, right? You're right. This was his debut. The pressure this kid probably felt on him is immense. But why are we making excuses for Boovy? Why are we making excuses for the other everyone that could not get wickets? All right, it's literally, I feel bad for Boomerang. He's out there by himself on an island. Can somebody help him out? Can somebody else get a wicket? Because Boovy isn't doing it. The core today didn't doing it. And another thing is, why did they go, Nick? And I forgot about this. Why did they go with two spinners in Chahal and Ashwin, right? And not go with another pacer? And why did they put Wickets Iyer in the lineup if they weren't going to use him? Like, this Indian, the captaincy, dude, it's so many questions, bro.
They haven't used Wickets Iyer in the limited opportunities he's had. Very, very limited. They haven't used him once as a bowler, so obviously they just don't trust his bowling whatsoever, or something. I don't know. But you know, talking about South Africa, they had two spinners out there. They had Marker and they had Maharaj. I get Marker as an all-rounder. And then I think Shamsi. So I think they had three spinners, right? So maybe this is more spin conducive. I'm not sure. But, you know, it looked like South Africa had three. For my, you know, I'm always bad at the pacer, and so I don't pay attention to that stuff. But let us know what your thoughts are about this match. Let us know what you think India needs to do to improve. What tweaks need to happen besides, oh, they're all garbage, get rid of them all. And what are you even really impressed with South Africa? That's what I really want to know, because it has been impressive. And we hope you like this video. Don't forget to show up by liking it and subscribing to the channel. Until next time.